Hi everyone, my name is Mahi and welcome back to Close Encounters, the podcast where we give students a platform, whether you're from school or university, the platform to completely be who you are. Today we are joined by someone who just has a way with words. That's how I can best describe it. When I was doing my research on this person, I found out they're pretty good at expressing themselves in such a way that it makes you feel like you're in a movie, whether that's English or Hindi, just has a way with words. So he's also starting a new journey, graduating high school and moving to college. Let's welcome Pranav.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I feel so much better after you just said that. Thank you. I'm glad that you liked the way I have with my words. So yeah.
I loved it. I was actually very intrigued by it because I don't really see a lot of people who just write the way you do. It's actually really hard, you know? It's kind of like very old school, and it's right
Yeah.
up my alley. Yeah. So before we get into everything, Pranav, I see that you're going through some big changes in your life right now. You're starting a new journey. I want to know what's up with you. How are you doing?
Oh, it's overwhelming in a lot of ways. It's difficult. It's a big life change. Definitely. I've lived with my parents a few times, but never for this long. So yeah, it's gonna be an adventure living by myself. But I think
You're
it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah.
So, have you ever had, like you said, you haven't lived with your parents that many times, so have you ever had an experience living alone before? So are you like independent in that way?
In a way, yeah. Uh, Last year, a few times, my parents said, "Okay, we're going away, and you handle yourself, handle the
Oh,
home." And I think it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little scary at times. Sometimes I'll forget to wash my clothes, and then I've just gotta do it immediately. And oh my god! But it was like, in a way, it was a lot of fun because nobody was on top of my head telling me what to do, so I could go out whenever I wanted to, come back home whenever I wanted to. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely felt a more like I felt the weight of a little bit more responsibility. But yeah.
so how are you like, okay, first of all, I heard recently that you were awarded, I don't know how many certificates you got, but you were an exam topper for CBSE in your school. Am I right?
I was not a topper, but I got pretty good marks on all of my subjects. So yeah, I got certificated by YallaSchools. They invited me to their award function. So yeah, the 93 to 95% range people, it called each category. Yeah, so
That's
they
not a
they'd call me
topper
over
for you.
for that one.
I think
I mean,
getting like
it's
93 to 95 is a topper. That's like, okay. You're
oh
very
yeah,
humble
from
that way,
if
I
in my
guess.
yeah, I mean, in my standards, I feel accomplished, but yeah, as a stat wise, I would not say I'm the topper, but for myself, yeah, I feel accomplished. So yeah.
So while you were, because obviously coming from someone, I mean, I used to go to school, I know how terrible it is, but coming from someone who has been through this whole vicious cycle of things, you have to start preparing like a year in advance, honestly. So how was that for you? How has all that preparation been for you? And did it meet your like expectations?
The preparation was much tougher than I expected it to be. Um, school life is not easy. Grade 12 was a little bit difficult for me in the start, but then I guess it was just about finding what works for me, and it took a while, but I got there. I got there eventually. So yeah, it was, I guess, in a way, yeah, sure, it was not what I expected it to be. I didn't study before 11th grade. I didn't study for any of my exams, and then it was like, whoa, I gotta study now. Like this stuff is real. So yeah, in a way, it did not meet my expectations.
Did not. Wow, okay, that's honest. We don't really get that many honest people, but you have that honesty in you. Anyway, so like we discussed previously, you're finally starting this new journey with like college, university, whatever you want to call it. You're moving to India for this. as someone who's in university right now and I'm about to like enter my final year, I can tell you from my experience, it's
Mhm.
like you spend half your time just figuring out who you are and where you fall into this like big crowd of people. So, do you have any expectations and like how are you gonna sort of navigate this like big change and like figure out what just how to keep yourself like just centered?
Um, I guess I've had a lot of confronting periods of time in the past few years where it becomes really difficult, right? But I guess the only way to get through it is to get through it. You jump into the deep end and you figure it out. But I guess it just comes down to, you know, with the having strong basics, and I feel like at the end of the day, I feel pretty happy with having the support of my elder sister. She's taught me a lot of stuff. She's elder to me by 6 years, so yeah, she gives me a lot of advice, and it's helped me. It's a little bit of that stability that has been there. So yeah, I feel like anything that happens to me, I think I'll be fine as long as I have the right people around me. So yeah.
So sweet. Anyways, so do you have you ever heard of the term wanderlust? Are you familiar with that word?
Mm, I've heard it, but I do not know what it means.
Okay, I will school you. Don't worry. It's basically someone who sort of like who just loves wandering and like traveling and exploring new places. Do you find yourself relating to that in any way? Are you like a traveler?
In a way, yes, but I'm different in the way that I like traveling in the sense the whole airport experience. I don't always necessarily
Real.
like the places. Yeah. I like the whole like, oh, I gotta go to the airport and then move around there and then the flight
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So yeah. I once told my mom that I'll fly to another country just to sit in first class and then I'll come back. But yeah, that's just me. But I love traveling. It's so much fun. But yeah.
I think it's fun when the plane has a TV.
Yes, you get it. You
It
absolutely get it.
exactly,
You
yeah.
absolutely get it.
Like
Yes.
my first time being on a plane without a TV, I mean, I was not it was not I felt very lied to. It just felt
I can
really
imagine.
just yeah.
It felt
I was
wrong.
not happy.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Oh man. I think when I was younger, we went into like a cheaper aircraft for the first time, right?
Oh yeah.
Because it was an emergency thing. Yeah. The pain of sitting through like those 3 4 hours without anything to do, and see, I was like a really small child. It was not like I had developed any hobbies or interests by that point to love like reading or anything. So I was just like, what is this? And I never sleep on flights, so it became extra boring because I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? So yeah,
How do you not sleep on flights? Like
I
what?
feel like
Okay.
it's wrong. I feel like it's wrong to be sleeping on flights because it's so beautiful outside. Honestly, like yeah, I just look out the window and like there are clouds and like sometimes sunsets or sunrises, which is just beautiful, man. So yeah.
I I agree with that, but I think I'd stay up even more just to make sure that the plane is flying right and there's nothing wrong with anything. Just to like
I get that, yeah. I get that. Feeling of security,
so
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Even though I'm not a pilot, but I mean, hey, why not? So, without thinking, off the top of your head, can you tell me like three places you want to travel to that's like on your bucket list? Just don't think much.
Um, Turkey, Germany, and I guess London again. Yeah,
Again.
yeah. Actually,
Nice.
I'm gonna switch out Germany for Switzerland. Yeah,
I've been to Switzerland. It's nice. It's
it's so
pretty.
beautiful. Oh my God, it is.
Exactly.
Of yeah, it is
Snow
indescribable.
everywhere.
It's you cannot describe it. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Of
so pretty. It's like snow everywhere and it's indescribable. It's just perfect.
yes, 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 yes. Of yeah,
All
man.
right. Now that we've gotten comfortable and familiar with each other, let's move on to a little bit let's talk about your poetry. Because honestly, like I said, I was very fascinated I write poems myself. I've been doing so for like many, many years. So I was really excited when I
Oh,
saw your yeah, I was really excited when I saw your page and I was like, you just have this sort of old school charm to yourself. So why don't you tell me how you sort of got started with poetry and what about it just like captured your mind and your heart?
yeah. So my journey with poetry has been like a weird touch and go type of thing. I used to write poetry in school competitions, and then I always felt like that time limit didn't do me good because I couldn't fully explore or like do the poem any good. So yeah, and I won a few times and stuff. And I think around 2021 ish, I decided that I want to write for myself. So yeah, I just started like banning down words, anything that, because the thing is, it's weird, but in a way, like there are fleeting thoughts that I get. Maybe I'll get a line or like a word, and I'll write it down, and then maybe a few days later or a few hours later, and then I have another line and another word, and it just goes on like that. So yeah, but that's been my journey. I feel like, in a way, I didn't choose to write poems, but poetry chose me. But so yeah.
Wow, such a wow. That was profound. So are you studying are you doing anything like related to English in university or are you like pursuing something completely different?
I'm pursuing something completely different. I'm
Is it
doing something in
something like
STEM.
maths? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, STEM. STEM. Yeah, I've figured out that the best artists are mechanical engineers who do not do that for a living. So yeah, yeah,
I
it's
had a
true.
feeling. I That was like the first thought I had. I'm like, I don't know. You just seem like someone who's into like mechanical engineering, even though you probably don't want to do it. That was like my first thought. So I have to think I was right. Anyways, so do you have like a do you have like a process of writing? Like for me, I don't work. Like for me, I feel like if I force myself to write, if I'm like, okay, this is my designated time for writing, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna write. It doesn't happen, but it just for me just happens like effortlessly. So do you have a process or do you just are like unstructured in a way?
I feel like I can be structured, although I do not enjoy it as much. I like
Mm,
being a little unstructured, you know,
yeah,
and I guess it's just worked out for me because, like I said, and see, the beauty of the thing is the thoughts come to me, but the problem
yeah,
is I can't control when they come. So it could be like I'm just about to fall asleep and I'm really tired, and that's when like a
yeah.
long poem will dawn upon me, and I have no choice but to write it down. So yeah, I guess in a way I'm not that structured. So yeah,
I feel like that's the best time because like I don't know what it is about when you're about to fall asleep, especially like
yeah.
the night time. I don't know, just get like 10 times sadder and remember things that never
Yes, yes,
happened.
yes, yes, yes.
And then even if I like get a good line or something, I'll tell myself I'll remember it in the morning. I don't, but I just to satisfy myself. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh shoot,
Oh
should
no,
have
that
written
was a
it
really good
down.
one. What was it?
It was. Oh, so just it sucks. So something I noticed was that you have a little companion in some of your videos who
Oh
follows you and
yes.
makes me. What's the story behind that?
Oh, how about let me bring him over. Hold on, one sec. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I love that.
So there he is. Yeah. So the story is, I I was like 2 3 years ago. We saw him in
Right.
a Max store, and then I was like, you know what, this looks nice. Like, let's buy it. My mom was like, I mean, you're like 16 now. Are you sure? Like, you want a soft one? I'm like, no, I want that one. I definitely want that one. It's so cute. So yeah, I that although I got it then, the whole character building and stuff didn't happen till last year. The story is that I basically wanted to confess to someone that I like them, but I did not have the guts to do it, right? And I said, you know what? See, I may not have the guts, but my plushie sure does.
Oh
So
my God.
that's what I did. That's how
Did this
that's how it became my pen name.
did this person at least like accept
Oh
your
yeah,
confession?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Yeah, thank God. Yeah,
Ah,
I wrote them a poem, and I did not sign it with my name. I signed it with his name, and I'm just like,
what's his name?
hope for the best, Mr. Schwartz.
Got it. So where
Yeah,
did you get that name?
I I used to listen to Arctic Monkeys way back, and in the
I
song Mr. Schwartz,
love
he
Arctic
said
Monkeys. I
he
love
said
Arctic Monkeys, man.
in that song he had said, and if you guess who I'm pretending to be, uh, I can't remember the line right now. But yeah, he was talking something about that. If you guess who I'm pretending to be, then blah blah blah. So that's why I chose that name, because I was trying to be like, if you guess who this is, who this is pretending to be, then yeah, you know what to
Oh my
say.
God.
But yeah,
Wow. I mean, this day and age, nobody does that. No one
thank
puts in
you.
that much
I mean,
effort.
oh yeah, man. I guess
So
I'm kind of a old head like that.
I was just gonna ask you. I've seen that you're more drawn to like writing about romance. Are you like, what is it? Are you like a hopeless romantic at heart? And like I said, you're very old school in my eyes. So what is it like about romance specifically that sort of draws you to it?
I don't know, man. I feel like it must be running in the family because my grandfather was same, his father was the same. So yeah, it might just run in the family, but I I'm just drawn to that idea of romance. Just naturally, it's just there.
Oh,
I just want to make someone feel really special and put in that effort. And I feel like
it's
in back in the days, they
yeah.
did it really well. They did it really well, man. You know. So yeah,
Did you guys ever have a prom?
we did, and it's funny because I went with all my guy friends. We were all bros. We were slow dancing with each other. It was a lot of fun.
I thought you'd like actually ask someone, and I was excited to hear if you'd pulled some grand gesture to ask someone, like, "Hey, will you go to prom with me?" or something like that. Did you ask one of your bros to?
Um, no, actually no. Although I did not ask one of my bros out to prom, but like properly. But
Mm.
yeah, I've I think I've made my fair share of grand gestures in a way. But yeah, the prom was not one of them. I didn't have anyone in mind, and nobody had me in mind. So I guess that's that.
So would you ever like okay, let's like be honest here because we know parents here. Are you getting that degree just because like is it what you want to do?
It is actually what I want to do. Yeah, I love that field ever since I was a child, and I didn't think I'd love it so far
Mm.
because you love a lot of stuff as a child, but yeah, this one stuck around for a bit, and it's been a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. I mean, I tell you, I've in the past 3 months when I'm not at school, I felt most alive when one of my juniors asked me to like help them with the physics problem. So I guess you know where I'm coming from, you know. So yeah,
I take it you're like good at physics then.
no, I don't think I was amazing at it. I just loved the problem solving process. I wasn't a big
Mm.
mark getter, but it
Mm.
was fun, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
So I want to ask you specifically, like writing in English is one thing, but then writing in Hindi is not that easy. And you write like shairis and everything. So was it like writing in Hindi, was it always there for you, or were you just like, I want to be more interesting? and I want to be more different, so I'm just going to start writing in Hindi as well because that makes me 10 times cooler. So, what do you like prefer writing in English or do you like Hindi more? Which one is it?
I mean, I definitely like writing in Hindi a lot more.
Uh,
It I started writing in Hindi like much more recently for sure,
oh,
but it came from all the in a suddenly out of nowhere I started listening to a lot of old Hindi songs,
oh,
and a lot of them
really?
almost, I mean, they're all very, a lot of them are so romantic, and even if they're not romantic, they're very painful when the pain is there. So I was picking up a lot of stuff from there, and that's how I started writing my Hindi poetry. And then once I started writing, I wanted to keep going because it felt like I had a connection with what I was writing, and it just hits different, man. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, I love writing in Hindi, like, and the little Urdu in between.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So, would you mind reciting something in Hindi for us? So I want to hear something too.
I can. I have one. I have by hearted. It's my
Oh,
OG one. I call it. I recited it. First time I ever performed in front of an audience. I recited it. It's called
uh,
Chand Ka Waqt. Yeah.
oh, oh,
So जब मैं आंखें बंद करता हूँ, एक चेहरा मेरे सामने आता है, चांद जैसे मेरे ख्वाबों में उतरा हो, मेरा हाथ थाम के मुझे पूरी दुनिया घुमा रहा हो। बड़ी मुश्किल से मैं अपनी आंखें तो खोल लूँ, बड़ी मुश्किल से मैं अपनी आंखें तो खोल लूँ, मगर मेरे ख्वाब बेसब्री से इंतज़ार करते हैं कि कब मैं वो चेहरा अपनी आंखों के सामने ला सकूं। घड़ी में 12 बज जाते हैं चांद से बातें करते करते, घड़ी में 12 बज जाते हैं चांद से बातें करते करते, ये आंखें भरने लगती है जब वो जाने की बातें करते हैं, ये आंखें भरने लगती है जब वो जाने की बातें करते हैं, क्योंकि जाना उन पे जचता नहीं और ये मन हमारा कभी भरता नहीं। थैंक यू।
so good.
थैंक
I'll
यू
give
सो
you
मच। थैंक यू।
2 thumbs up, 10 stars. I'll write a good
थैंक यू।
review for you.
थैंक यू।
You know, you have that very like Bollywood type voice. Like you can definitely like do like a voiceover or something in Bollywood movies. It's very Kalhono type,
I really
very
hope.
dramatic.
I really hope. I really hope to do that, man. That's the dream. That's the dream right there.
Mhm. So would you ever like sort of after a couple of years of like when you're working and all that, which you have a lot of time for that, like would you ever just decide like, okay, I've done enough. Now I'm gonna just do what I want to do the most and I'm gonna write. And would you ever like write a book or something? Or just like pursue writing on a much larger scale? Because I really think you should.
um, well, the fun fact is that I am actually writing a book, and I'm
What's it about?
pretty done with it. I have okay, so I don't want to spoil the backstory too much, but it's about love, right? I wrote this book, finished writing it around midway last year, right?
Mm,
And I'm just into the formatting stage and designing stage because I do not have the funds to have a team to do that,
mm,
so I got to do everything. But yeah, I've finished writing that book, and I wrote those, that collection of poems have come from, like, basically I was in a relationship, and during that time I wrote a lot of stuff for her, before her, and after her. So yeah, it's a kind of a journey, but yeah, and I decided that I want to continue writing my poetry, pursue it like completely, even while I'm in college and afterwards.
mm,
I don't want to stop for anything because,
mm,
I mean, what's the point, really? I really enjoy this. I've been able to do it. Like last month, I was working like a 9 to 6, not even a 9 to 5, and I was able to like still write, still post my poems, and so I feel like it doesn't matter now what comes. I think I'll be able to like continue my writing journey. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan.
that's amazing. I like that you're very like open about it because I feel like But it's something I feel like if you ask a guy or something about poems and stuff, they'd say it's not a very guy thing to do because like you can expect it from like girls and stuff like that. So for you, was it something where you were like, okay, I'm gonna keep it to myself, or were you just like very open about it?
Funny thing is, yeah, I was initially very closed about it. I didn't even
Mm,
want to post my romantic poems because I felt like everyone was gonna judge me in school and like people would be
yeah.
like, I mean, what kind of guy are you and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But I'm very lucky to have friends who really supported me, man. And I'm talking about guy friends, you know.
Mm,
Uh, they they listen to my poetry whenever I recite it, and they even if they write something of their own, they will like recite it, so I'll feel more comfortable. And they're the ones who like push me, like, you know what, post it on Instagram and like show your face, recite it. So yeah, I am very thankful for them. And yeah, it was definitely difficult because I had a few relatives follow me as well on Instagram. So they were just like, my friends were like, just block them, and continue your journey, bro. Like, it's not worth it for stopping for those few five people who may not matter, you know,
that's true.
in a while. So yeah, so I'm lucky to have a good sort of support system, at least in this arena. So yeah.
So have you ever like performed live, which I was gonna ask you, but then you just mentioned at one point like you've done live poetry before. Was it like a daunting experience for you? And like, did you ever imagine yourself to go that far where you're like, oh, I'm gonna perform live, but it's not in like school or something, but it's completely different?
I did not imagine. I mean, although in a way I wanted to do it and I really wanted to do it, but I could never imagine myself working up the courage to go and actually do it. Uh, but then I just did it. I did it, and the funny thing is, I didn't even do it. The first time I went and decided my poetry, I didn't do it for myself. Uh, it was my ex girlfriend's birthday coming up, and I wanted to do something special for her. So, and she couldn't even come, but I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna perform for this audience. I'll record it for her, and I'll send it to
Mm.
her. So that's how I went to my first, not open mic of sorts, but my first performance. And then after that, I took a long break because I
Mm.
was really scared, and I didn't have much confidence in my poetry back then. And then one day, I just found myself in front of a mic, in front of an audience, and I was reciting my poetry, and I was like, okay, I guess this is a lot of fun. So yeah, it was spontaneous. The second time and the third time, I just went and did it, and I said, whatever happens, happens, because I I I really I wanted to do it so bad. I've seen people on Instagram in India, going out there reciting their poetry. It's so, in a way, it's much more intimate than recording in front of a camera or
Yeah,
putting it out on Instagram, because you can
yeah.
see the audience and their
Like
faces and
being more
their
vulnerable in a way
excitement.
in front of people.
Yes, 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 yes. Like the last open mic I went to, it's the first time I talked, like in through my poems, I talked about my parents,
Mm.
and I've never been able to do that.
Oh,
So it was, in a way, it's good because that poem stays in that room,
mm.
and you're still able to open up. So it
Yeah.
was, yeah, it was really nice, man. Yeah.
Were they there to listen to it, or were you very like, if it's awkward if you're in front of me?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I go to all my open mics alone.
Mm.
So yeah, they were definitely not there. So yeah, but they saw it on Instagram later. And yeah, things got real weird, but I don't know. I'm fine with it, man. I wanted to open up, and I was glad I did.
That's amazing. So we've talked about poetry like a lot. I think we spent like the last half an hour just talking about like poems and stuff. Um, so let's like
Sure,
shift the topic a little
sure,
bit.
sure.
So let's talk about what do you have any other hobbies? Like what else do you enjoy doing now that, summer breaks here, you have some of this free time left. So what do you
Yeah.
enjoy?
I love playing basketball. It is my first love in a lot of ways. So yeah, I've been playing since I was 11 or 10. So yeah, I've
Oh,
been playing ever since, and I like, my mom knows this. I don't care if it's summer, winter, spring, nothing. We're going outside and we were playing, and I could be playing at 2 in the afternoon or anything. The heat, I don't know, just
Oh,
doesn't matter. So yeah,
wow.
I like last year, the whole summer, I was just every day outside basketball. But yeah, I got really tanned. But yeah, it was
I
a
can
lot of fun.
imagine. That's
Yeah.
not fun.
But yeah, I play basketball. And I play video games. With my one friend. Like who also plays. So yeah, we play at wee hours of the night when most normal people are asleep. But yeah, that's most of the other hobbies I have outside of poetry.
So do you watch like NBA games and stuff, or are you like not that level of like?
Although I don't watch games live, I
Mm,
see the highlights and stuff, and I
mm,
follow it. So
mm,
yeah, I follow the right now the USA team and the stuff that they're doing. So yeah,
mm. So are you more like a, you know how like USA they have like a lot of teams, but then they have more and more teams like state-wise and stuff like that. So are you
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
only team I know is like Lakers, and I don't know if Miami Dolphins is basketball or something, but maybe them. So are you like supportive of any of them?
Um, I used to support. I used to support the Miami Heat. Then I went to the
Miami. Yeah.
Warriors. Yes.
Yeah, I know
Um,
them. I know them. I know
the
of
Golden
them.
State Warriors. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Big Steph Curry fan. But now I just watch it for the
Yeah.
basketball because it's a lot of fun, and
Mm,
I get to learn so much. And also,
mm.
it's just I don't know. It's enjoyable to watch the game when you don't support anyone. You're playing to watch the game, you know. So yeah, you don't feel like throwing the remote control at the TV when someone doesn't win. So it's a good feeling.
I could not do that. Oh, so so let me ask you something. What is something that like or someone that like inspires you?
I feel like I cannot name one person or one thing 100%. I feel like there are multiple people who inspire me
Mm,
on a daily basis. I would say my sister is definitely on top there. She's been just yeah. I feel like a lot of things and a lot of things that I've learned. Yeah, and the person I am today, a lot of it is because of her guidance, right? But I also feel like there are so many other people in my life, like my basketball coach. You know, back in the day when I was younger, n-
mm.
nobody believed in me, man, but he did, and it was empowering for a young guy like me because I realized that there are people out there who believe in me even when I'm not like an achieved. I have not achieved anything yet, but they believe in
Yeah.
me. They believe in the process, right? Then even even my friends, man, even my friends sometimes they inspire me to go out there and do good things because they're amazing people, and like literally even like this the smallest things that some people do are so inspiring. So yeah.
That's so wow. It's you're like very lucky to have good friends because in like this day and age, and I might sound like very
Yeah,
like
it's
annoying, not
difficult.
annoying. It's just the truth. Yeah, it's like very
It is.
difficult. It is. Yeah, it's very
It is
challenging.
very difficult, yeah.
So we are coming almost coming to an end, but I planned out something very exciting to sort of bump up your adrenaline, hopefully. So we're gonna play a little rapid fire round. Okay. I'm just gonna ask you
Sure.
like 5 questions, but this time you actually don't have to think. Like you have first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. If I ask you what's your
I'm
favorite
gonna
color
try.
and yeah, if I ask you what's your favorite color and you say like apple, I don't really care. It's fine. It's okay. First thing that comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? Prepare yourself. Just like get into it. Just get your. Okay. One, two, three. All right. Writing on pen and paper or digital writing?
Digital.
Okay. Okay. What is the perfect ambiance? What is the perfect ambiance to write? Day or night?
Night.
All right. If you could have a conversation with anyone, living, dead, or fictional, who would it be? This can be more than one person.
Fuck.
One,
It's too much pressure. I can't think of one person. Uh,
2, 3,
I'm blanked out.
4, 5.
Steph Curry, I guess.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I think you're about to get more under pressure. All right. If you had to watch one movie for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why?
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, because
Oh my
I
God,
will never get
yes.
bored of that trio, man. I will never get bored of that
Real.
trio and Farhan Akhtar's poetry, man. Oh my god, he's a good.
So real. All right. Most boring book you've ever read in your life.
The Greenwich Park. Yeah,
I think I've heard of that.
yeah, Greenwich Park.
I honestly expected you to say like your high school textbooks or something like that, because that's definitely what I would have said.
It didn't come across my mind. I generally thought you meant like books you read outside of
No, but
school.
I just
So yeah,
whatever you want. What is so boring about it? Like is it like a classic or something like that?
it, it
The
was
English is
just
just
it was just it was just not there. The story was just not there,
mm,
and like they focus everything little too much to the end. So
mm,
it took me so long to finish reading it because I didn't feel like reading it.
mm.
But yeah,
All right. Who is one artist? And this is the last one I added right now, because who is one artist you could listen to for the rest of your life, and one artist you would absolutely just die rather than like listen to any of their music?
okay. Stephen Sanchez, I can listen to the guy's music on repeat. Second
So
one,
real.
second one. I don't I don't have anyone particular I hate that much. So it's
Not
hard
hate.
to
It's just
pinpoint.
where you're just kind of like it's so irritating. Like you're just like there. I just can't stand their songs. It's just like one song in particular.
Oh, it's I just say TikTok music. Some of it
Oh my
is
God.
now it's just bad. It's just bad, man. Like and
Like the
gym the stuff
remixes.
they play at gym. This
Oh
sorry, I'm gonna say the stuff they play at the gym. It's so
yeah.
bad. Oh my god. Yeah.
I feel like it would be nice to listen to like some classical music while you're at the gym. Listen to some
Yes.
Beethoven.
Yes.
I don't know how that
Yes.
works.
Yes. 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 You gotta
All
feel
right.
majestic while you're working out.
Oh, that's so true. Real. You're so real for that, man.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah.
before we end this podcast, is there anything, any message you would like to, extend to your family, your sister, now that you're like starting on this own journey on your own, your life, anything you want to say,
Yeah.
and to the people listening?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me on this podcast because
Uh,
I'm really honored to be here, and I thought it was like I really didn't think that I'd be called up here. I feel like it's a really
mm,
big deal, so thank you first of all, and yeah,
you're
I'd like to
welcome.
say you know I I love my sister. You know,
Mm.
thank you to all my friends out there who've been there, supported me, pushed me a little bit uh, when I was scared, and yeah, I mean, thank you all of you because I'm here today because I was about I mean I was in half a mind of not coming to the podcast because I was scared and yeah I just thought about what like if I call someone up I knew what they would say
Mm.
they'd be like why are you overthinking this just do it so yeah I'm glad for all of them man thank you so much.
And thank you so much for being here. I had an incredible conversation. Very cool of you. Very cool person you are. And thank you
Thank you.
to everyone. Thank you to everyone listening. If you would like to be a part of our podcast, check out all the information on the screen somewhere. I don't know where it's going to be, but it will be there. And make sure to like and subscribe and share and comment because we have some more exciting stuff coming. And thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.